Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. So, we're going to jump right in. Today, we're going to be doing some reading, math. We're going to focus on our writing standard of how I can use my best handwriting and a little bit of science. So, for reading, we're going to be able to read words with the long I sound with the spelling I-G-H, I-E, and Y. In math, we're going to be adding two-digit numbers with tens and ones. So practicing that same thing that we've been practicing before break. Writing, I can use my best handwriting. And science, our essential question this week is what insects do you know about? How are they alike and different? And so we're going to be talking about insects. You guys are going to be doing some research on insects, and we're going to be putting together a special project in the end. So, our essential question this week is what insects do you know about? How are they alike and different? So, we're going to watch our video and we're going to talk about how insects are alike and different. So, insects are bugs, and there are many kinds of insects. So, this week, you guys are going to be, like I said, you're going to do a little bit of research about insects. So, I want you to be thinking about what insect you would like to learn more about. But for right now, let's think about the insects that we do know. Okay, so think about a spider. So, I'm going to add spider to my web here, to my graphic organizer. And I'm going to think about all of the things that I know about spiders. Okay, so I know that spiders have 8 legs. I know that spiders spin a web with silk. Silk. And I know that spiders also have 8 eyes. Okay, so if you want right now, you can grab your paper. You can draw this web on it with the circle and 3 smaller circles underneath. And you can think about a different insect. It could be a fly, it could be an ant. And you can write down what different things that you know about that insect. At the end of the lesson, you can send a picture of it to me so I can see the work that you've done with what you've shown me, what you know about insects. And that will be our work with insects today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on in our lesson. Okay, so this week I told you guys we're going to be working on the long I sound. Okay, so I'm going to look at these pictures and name the pictures that we see here. This is a picture of night. This is a picture of bright, pie, tie, fly, sky, and cry. And I want you to think about what do you notice about all of the words? They all have the I sound in the middle of the word, but there's different ways that we can spell that I sound in the word. Okay, so I see I see IGH in the middle of this word. When I stretch out the word, it says right, right. What do you see that says I in this word? I see the letter I says I. So this word says hi. I'm going to highlight all of the parts of these words that have I. So this word says hi, fly, find. Let's see if I can move it over. The I says I and find. Okay. Sky, high, by, I, tie. The IE says I. Cry. The Y says I. Sigh and night. So what I want you to do on your piece of paper is look at the words in these last two rows, starting here with this word. And I want you to write down the words that have the I sound. Okay, so let me read the words to you. Lit, light, kid, kind, tie, toe, snow, toast, teach, green, paint, and stay. So only write down the words that have the long I sound, and I want you to color or highlight or circle the part of the word that says I. So either the I, the IGH, the IE, or the Y is going to say I. Okay, so we're going to read the sentences with the long I sound. Why did the child cry? On your paper, write the word or words that has the I sound. Why did the child cry? I notice that the word why has the I sound. So I'm going to box in that word, why. Why did the word child has the I sound. Why did the child cry? And the word cry has the I sound. Remember, why says I. Okay. So what I want you to do, write down these sentences on your paper. And you can pause the video if you need to. But write down these sentences on your paper, and just like I boxed in the words that have the I sound, I want you to do the same. And then again, at the end of our lesson, you guys can send a picture in of all the work we did today on your paper. Okay. So now we are going to read a story, and this is my favorite part of our lessons, when I can read a story to you guys and we can talk about how our essential question connects with the story. So remember, our essential question that we're going to be focusing on this week is, what insects do we know about and how are they alike and different? So in addition to us doing our cool project where you guys get to research about insects, we get to listen to some pretty funny stories as well. So this story is called High Fly Guy by Todd Arnold. Chapter 1. A fly went flying. He was looking for something to eat, something tasty, something slimy. A boy went walking. He was looking for something to catch, something smart, something for the amazing pet show. Okay, so I want us to look at this chart for a second. This story, High Fly Guy, is a fantasy. And a fantasy story means that it's make believe, and it has animals that talk or animals that wear clothes. So we know that that could not really happen. Or it might have magical places or things that we know that we might see in movies, and has castles and things like that. So that's what a fantasy story is. And as I read this story, I noticed that this is just about a fly who's looking for food and a boy who's looking for this pet for this amazing pet show. And so far, it doesn't show me that this is a fantasy because so far this could really happen. So as we read, I want you to be looking for things that happen, things that you see that tell us that this is a fantasy, that tells us that this could not really happen in real life. Let's keep reading. They met. Boink! The boy caught the fly in a jar. A pet, he said. The fly was mad. He wanted to be free. He stomped his foot and said, Buzz! The boy was surprised. He said, You know my name? You are the smartest pet in the world. Now, did that fly really know that his name was Buzz? No, he did not know that his name was Buzz. And we are going to stop right there for today. And we're going to start with chapter 2 on our next lesson. So I have this chart here for us to fill out as we read this story together over the next few days. And we're going to be focusing on point of view. Okay, so a point of view is how a character feels, and we can find clues in the story that lets us know how the character feels. So let's look at the boy, okay? And on this page 101, the boy caught the fly in a jar. And then the line here says, a pet, he said. And that's what the character, the boy, is saying, which lets me know that's a clue. Okay, so the boy says, a pet. So on my chart, I'm going to put what the boy said. The boy says, a pet. And from that clue, I'm going to think about how the boy feels. Remember, the point of view is how the character feels. And if the boy is showing excitement from catching this fly, then that lets me know that he thinks that he got a pet for his pet show. So I'm going to write his point of view is the boy thinks um, the fly makes a good pet. And then we're going to put the character's name. His name was Buzz. Flash the boy, because it does say in the story that his name is the boy. Okay. So that's the first part that we're just going to fill out for today. And as we go further in the book, we're going to look at other characters and we're going to think about how that character feels. Remember, the point of view is how the character feels. The last thing I want us to do today is our 3 math problems. So each day, I'm going to give you 3 math problems for you to practice at home. We've been doing a lot of practice with using tens and ones to add 2-digit numbers. So your first problem is 15 plus 26. Next problem is 17 plus 20. The next problem is 18 plus 23. Okay, so wherever you have paper, wherever you have room on your paper, if you need to turn to the back, you can, but I want you to solve these 3 problems using tens and ones. Really quickly. Okay, so here's the number 15 in my tens and ones chart, or place value chart. And so I know that when I'm making the number 15, I need 1 10 stick or a quick 10 and 5 ones. So just to get you thinking about how to make this number, just to get you started off. So 15 is 1 10 or 1 quick 10 and 5 ones or 5 circles. And then you're going to add 26 to that. Remember, start by counting all of your ones, because if you have 10 ones, you need to trade them out for another 10 stick. Add this work to your paper, and then at the end of the lesson, you and send it in to me. Thank you guys. Have a